Okay, we're playing another anonymous from the United States as white, and the Alekhine defense, against which I play bishop c4. It leads to some interesting chess. Now there's two ways here for black. You either try to keep the knight or you give it up, and I think giving it up is best. Queen g8 is the best variation. King going back there instead of g6 was the best variation. Let's see what he's got for us. I played this line, bishop c4, bishop takes f7, for many years in competition, and I must say I've had a lot of success with it. So it's trying the artificial castling. We just pay attention to the center. We haven't given our address with the king, so later we might be able to. Well, first we're going to tickle him here. Queen e8, possibly threatening e5, but we are going to speed up our development here. Knight here, castle, queen side might be the plan here, with the idea of castling queen side. And then h4, h5 can start causing some issues on the king side. So what he's done is has taken a little bit of time. You know, he's achieved a castling position, but at what cost? I think we should go on the king side here. So what this does is it's preventing h6 and might be threatening in some variations to exchange the bishop. This rook now is going to come here. I think a6 is very, very slow, because now we threaten knight takes here. I think it's too slow. Here's queen f7. I defend my f2 pawn, and I might be able to get in either on g5 at some point or on e5. I don't like e5. Bishop d7. Alright, we want to neutralize his bishop on dark squares, because that would enable us to play moves like knight e5 or knight g5. It's a good idea to weaken the king. Really, he's got some queen moves here. Okay. What's the best way here? I'm looking at variations where I play rook here, e checks, I take, e takes, and then I play knight takes here. But I think the direct, let's try this first. They're just setting a little trap. Queen check, queen takes, rook takes, knight here, pawn takes, rook takes, bishop takes, rook check. We got a better game, I hope. The rook end up on c8, threatening c7. It's quite a long, drawn-out variation, but it's quite good. If he plays queen g7, we might be able to drop the queen back on d2 now. He's probably calculating the line with the check here. I think if we queen g7, queen d2, we might be able to threaten knight here. Knight takes. The ending knight versus bishop is actually quite comfortable for white to play. That's what I was saying. Alright, queen g7. Let's be objective. What's the best move? Take or not take? Okay, I like the idea of keeping the queens. This is not without problems. He can swing the knight here and here. He could have sacked the exchange on f3, which is not a bad move either. Alright, let's go this way. I think we've seen this variation in a different way before, so it's useful to see that he's fallen for it. Now we're onto the rook and onto that pawn, so he must take, to which we take on e8, and he might be able to bring the rook back on f8, but then we're playing a pawn advantage. I have no doubt he must take here, then I'll take there, then I'll take the bishop check. No, he doesn't go for it. That's interesting. Should we just take these and then take the e6 pawn and watch his whole game crumble? Possibly. He can play a knight here. Oh, that's a nasty move. He could have played knight here instead of taking. Because now if he plays knight to here, okay, he doesn't. We just consolidate here. Take all his counterplay on it, d4 and knight b4 out of the equation. He can't play his b pawn because the rook takes c6. And now we're just going to find a way to exchange at least one rook. I just don't know how we can do that. Perhaps we can play rook here, rook there, and go for his weakness. Anyway, what it's doing, it's actually costing him a lot of time. He can't push towards here to dislodge the knight, which would make us a little bit uncomfortable. Rook here, is rook here threatening d5? Maybe. Although it's not a comfortable position to have the rook in front of the pawn. You'd rather have the rook on d2 or something. If we are to push d5, it's costing him a lot of time. He doesn't have any counterplay. That's really the problem in this position. No counterplay. No counterplay. 25 seconds on the clock. And whatever he does, he probably doesn't have time to finish the game. So some people let their time run. They don't fight until the end. And they're usually cowards. They're not fighters. Chess is a game of fighting. You fight until the end. I have more respect for people who play stupid moves and fight until the end rather than those who let their clock run. So they're cowards.